Welcome back, Drill Freak Nation. And as you can probably guess, we're still continuing here with our Power Golf series. This is going to be part 4. We were going to close it out at part 3, but we got a lot of emails and comments that came in, especially from our YouTube followers, on some of the other areas that we could create power. And a lot of it, too, is coming from our Golf Academy students. So let's get right into it. We're going to talk today about the power pivot. And a lot of it is going to be centered on our trailing foot. Me being a right-handed player, it's my right foot. I'm also going to bring in Rory McIlroy, where I'm going to take a look and show you guys really how he really utilizes it great in his golf swing, as well as Tiger, Dustin Johnson, go back to Mr. Ben Hogan. And there's just so many guys that apply it, Justin Rose, to really their benefit, which is why they hit it so well and why they're, they have such great pivots as they move around their body. One of the things that I want to explain to you today is this is a great power source move, whether you're single axis type swinger, center axis, or your dual axis. And I really don't want to get into that, so whatever your way of swinging is fine. We teach mostly to be a centered axis or a centered swing type swing in our Golf Academy. And here in Drill Freak Nation, we're always talking about staying nice and centered, no swaying. So we're going to use the right leg and the right foot to brace or hold off any type of swaying going back and forth like that. So right now, I have a ball in front of me. We're going to just move it back here just a little bit so you guys can see that. So one of the things, too, that I want to talk about is on the downswing, what we're really trying to do is, again, to push off or use the ground for leverage. This is a great source. So when you come through, when we push through, it allows your body to really turn through and you get a really good pivot around, especially that lead leg coming through like that. But it's a strong move. So what I want you to do is I want you to think of from your laces, where you tie your laces back to your trailing heel, or your right heel being a right-handed player, transpose this lefties. And what we're going to do is we're going to feel like we're pushing off the ground as we move to impact with our right ankle and heel. And you're going to notice when I come through this shot, or you watch tour players, that their heel and ankle is actually going to beat their toe coming through. Now, some of the modern swing that you'll see out there, some of the younger guys, you'll see some guys get up on their toe or the big toe and then pivot and turn, much, let's say, like baseball players. It's a little bit different pivot. And but what I'm trying to explain here now is a power source that a lot of tour players use, many of them use on the tour. So we're going to, again, in our system, this is pressure point number 2. So from your laces to your heel, and you can see if you go to the pressure point series, I talk about that if you need to go back to that particular series. But we're going to push. We're going to push hard off of that right or that trailing foot coming through so we don't fall back. Everything is to get into our lead side really quick, get a really good hip turn, drive right hip, right quad. Everything starts from the ground up. So on the way down, we are pushing, and that's moving. You can see my whole right side. So whether you want to think right hip, right quad, right knee, it doesn't really matter. As long as you are pushing off the ground and starting the downswing with that pressure point number 2, you are going to create a great power pivot in your golf swing. Let's take a look and let's see what Rory looks like.
Okay, Drill Freak Nation, we are taking a look right now. This is Rory McIlroy, one of the best swings by far that's out there on the PGA Tour and the European Tour. And right now I've circled Rory's trailing foot, his right foot. He has a 6-iron, believe it or not, right now. We're just coming right before impact. This is pre-impact position that I'm showing you here right now. And again, we're talking about the power pivot. And he does this better than just about anyone out there. But there's so many great players really making this same exact move. But I just wanted to show you here what Rory's doing here. So we'll keep an eye. And you got to remember now, too, that foot is still planted on the ground. We'll go back for a second. Just take a look. Look at where that knee is moving, how it's driving through. And if you look even at some of the angles as far as where his trailing quad is, and you can see how much he's pushing using the ground for leverage right now. And you notice he's not on his toes. He still has some weight back towards his right trailing foot heel area. So we're going to watch. Here comes impact. You notice too he's got some really nice positive shaft lean here coming through. He's about 14 degrees positive shaft lean, so that's pretty hot moving through there. Let's take a look a little bit further. So there's impact. We get him through. The club is just about ready to pass off the hands. The ball's in the air, and you notice that, again, that trailing foot, he's pushing down into the ground and off his right ankle heel area. And you'll start to see as I move closer through here, as he moves into a firm lead leg. Now you'll see that where that back trailing right heel and ankle are actually beating his big toe, so he's really pushing off that area, as I've shown you before, how he gets into his lead side. And that is a great pivot, a great power move, pushing off the ground to create a better pivot within his golf swing. So I hope you enjoy that.
Okay, Joe Freak Nation, I hope you guys enjoyed that quick analysis of the pushing off or creating a better power pivot there with Rory McIlroy. It's a great swing that he has there, and I really like it amongst so many others that are out there. But again, let's just go back and recap that. We're always pushing. You saw there, it took a while even before his right foot came up. Now, it's not that I want you to keep that right foot down too long, because that can create also a reverse pivot, because we're always pushing. But what we don't want to do is see the foot come forward, so your pelvis moves forward. You come out of posture. You start losing club head speed. It's actually not healthy at all for your back, your spine, and your hips. So again, I hope you guys enjoy the Power Golf series, and I hope you enjoy this particular version, which is called the Power Pivot. So Joe Freak Nation, will catch you guys back again real soon. Part 5 is coming up. Peace and love, and we'll see you guys back real soon.